Hey everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. This is Masterclass week number 24. Today we're going to talk about the affiliate case study a bit more, as well as just go over some additional stuff that progress we made on the local case study. Nobody else has joined me just at the moment. Oh, speak of the devil, here comes Marco. Marco, it's just you and me today, right?
Yeah, it's just us, man.
Okay, cool. All right, just want to
I got the timestamps.
Okay, cool. So it's Marco's on. Say what's up.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Yeah, one quick announcement. Excuse me. Guys, I put an updated video in the Masterclass members area on the Welcome tab. So any of you that have been, inside the Masterclass for some time, if you want, check out that new video. It won't look any different unless you click the play button. But it's on the Welcome tab inside the Masterclass members area because some slight changes have been made to the Masterclass. Like number one, the drip schedule for anybody that is maybe attending live right now. The drip schedule has been changed now to just 5 days per lesson instead of 7 days. We just did that because we've got enough content in there now that it really doesn't make any sense. We originally had the 7-day drip out schedule going because of when we initially brought people in. We told, it wouldn't have been fair for somebody to come in 6 weeks down the road and get all of the content that other people had already been paying for on a monthly basis. So we did that intentionally. That, and also, like we've said many times, because we want you guys to be able to implement the lessons that you learn. And I know from my own experience, too many times I've bought training courses and I've consumed all the content and I didn't actually take action on everything. And then when it doesn't work, I want to question the product itself when it was really my own fault because I didn't take action on it. And so we also did it for that reason. But we understand that with enough content now and new people are coming into Masterclass, we wanted to increase it to where what we did was we actually took the first 6 weeks and made it available as soon as you join. So there's no drip rate on the first 6 weeks. And then beginning on week 7, it's every 5 days, the next week's content gets dripped out. Okay, so that's number one. Anybody that's attending live right now, just so you know, if you go in and look at your drip schedule, it should have changed and you'll get the content sooner. Number two, there is a link underneath that main welcome video now, underneath where it says, join the live webinar or whatever. There's another link that says, want all of your content unlocked. What we did is we created an upgrade for anybody that's on a drip schedule that wants to just unlock all of the content. We don't recommend that unless you're going to take action on everything. But it's we have an upgrade link. I'm going to share that with you guys right now in case anybody, again, is attending live that wants to upgrade and unlock everything. So, or any of you that are, are behind because of the drip schedule, you're going to get the content faster now anyways because we changed it. But if you want to unlock everything to where you're 100% current with everything unlocked, you click on the masterclass.semantic. Are you going to post that for me?
Yes, I am.
Marco? Okay, thank you. Just click on that link. It'll take you to the sales page for the upgrade, and then everything will unlock there. So that was just a quick announcement that I wanted to make. Besides that, let's go ahead and get into the training. Okay, so Masterclass local case study week 10 review. I just want to go over a couple things here, guys. And then we'll get into some affiliate stuff because today we're going to set up. I need to get the keyword workbook open. I'll have to pause the screen in a minute. But let's see. Are you guys seeing my whole screen? No, good. Okay. You're just seeing the slides for now. We're going to get into some of the affiliate case study stuff, and we're going to set up a YouTube ads campaign today. I've got most of the groundwork done, the legwork done ahead of time for that, so for speed's sake, but we'll go over that as well. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I want to cover just a little bit of what's been done in the last week. So week 10, maps and organic ranking, I'm going to show that again as usual. Blog posts and prospecting email. I've had a couple more blog posts done. I've done a second round of prospecting emails only to a very, very targeted few, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. The expense report, nothing's changed there. And for next week, I don't think I even updated the next week slide, so sorry about that. Rank reports, let me show you the Bright Local rank reports. That's, it's incredible, but we are now just we're just displaying the 3-pack, right? Because of the changes that Google's made to their universal search results. So now the local packs are no longer 7 packs, they're now 3 packs. But if you take a look at this, I think I already had this open. I did. anyways, if you take a look at this, you'll see that we are doing really well for maps ranking. We're A now for basement finishing Gainesville, basement remodeling Gainesville, bathroom remodeling Gainesville. We're C, kitchen remodeling Gainesville. We're A. So we're in the top 3 for 4 out of 6 keywords. Okay, the other 2 keywords are home remodeling Gainesville.
Hey Bradley, it's not showing. Your screen isn't showing.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. It's just the slides. I know that. I'm sorry. You grab the whole screen. Okay, there we go. You guys can see me now, right? Can you see it now, Marco?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right. So again, basement finishing, basement remodeling, bathroom remodeling, kitchen remodeling. We're on the top 3 for all of those for maps ranking. So that's really strong. You know, considering the site is really only what maybe 8 weeks old at the most. I'm happy with that. And also for organic, you'll see that in a minute. Some of these other terms that aren't in the maps rankings are in the organics. And for most of these terms that have maps rankings, or a couple of them anyways, I also have organic rankings. So we're taking up multiple positions on page 1. It's very, very, powerful. And then you can see that we still haven't done much with the Haymarket side of things yet, just because I haven't, my curator hasn't got to that yet. She's not running real fast right now, but that's okay. I'm not pushing her. She's a new mom. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with this. You guys can take a look at that. The next thing is, let's go find the slides again. Okay, so the organic ranking report, let me grab the URL for that. You guys can take a look at the screencast link for that. Okay, so for this one, we've got, you can see that really there was no change other than I lost 1 spot for basement finishing and I lost 2 spots for bathroom remodeling Gainesville, which is interesting. It's okay. I mean, this is typical. We didn't really make any improvements. We had a very slight drop in a couple of them. Not a big deal. Not worried about it, especially because both of those terms are now ranking in maps. Okay, so it's really not a big deal. Obviously, I want to get the organic rankings up there as well. But again, I don't push organic rankings more than in fact, I've pushed this one about as much as I want to push on as far as how quick I try to move the rankings on this particular site. And it's only because I wanted to keep this case study down to a minimum as far as length of time for this case study, for you guys' sake, really. But, I've pushed this. I've been about as aggressive as I want to be with this. In fact, I usually am not this aggressive. So, I've taken it easy on the organic side for the last week and a half. I have done some things I don't have time to get into right now. We'll get into maybe next week or the following week once I see some results from it. But I'll talk about how I've gone out and found some highly relevant expired domains with topical relevance and purchased them. And I've done some things too. Can't get into that right now because we don't have the time, like I said. But I also want to see some results because the only two pages that I've been pointing those links at is basement remodeling and bathroom remodeling, and those are the only 2 that dropped. So I'm leaving it alone. I'm not going to panic and start moving stuff out of there. I'm just going to let it settle in. I think it's just because of the new inbound juice to those. It's just doing a little bit of a dance. I expect to see these actually jump up in the rank, in positions. Okay. So that's pretty much it for it. I don't know why I said Haymarket videos. I guess because we were looking at this, and they haven't moved much. I haven't really done a whole lot with them, but they haven't moved much. We've got a couple of them on page 1, though. We got basement remodeling Haymarket, bathroom finishing, or basement finishing, Haymarket, and then we've got kitchen remodeling and remodeling Haymarket on page 1. So that's not bad. We've got several page 1 for the YouTube videos as well. All right, so let's keep moving, guys. I want to get through this. Curated posts. There was a couple more posts. You guys, I'm not going to show them to you because you guys have seen them, see what the posts look like in the past. If you want to take a look, just go to GainesvilleVA.localhomepros.net. Click on the blog. You'll see that there was 2 new posts made. She's really, really talented, Esther is, and they're just fantastic posts. She's really good. The prospecting email. Second email. I sent a second email out targeted to only highly interested parties. And how do I know that they were highly interested? Because of the point of mail stats. And I'll show you. I'm going to go get in the point of mail right now and show you that. So let me go find that link real quick. All right, guys, remember I'm using point of mail to track my emails and my opens and clicks and everything else. So if you take a look, this one right here, this was the second email that I sent out. I'll get into that in a minute because I screwed up. I should have had my virtual assistant who was doing this work for me email each one of the people and that I sent this to. There was 10 people that I sent this second email to out of the list of what originally like 60 contractors. And it was only the 10 that had shown high level of interest in the previous email. And instead of me actually sending it over to the VA to send out each one an individual email to each one of them, I did a blind carbon copy to all 10 of them. And I shouldn't have done that because it screwed up my stats. Now, these stats that you see read 46 and forwarded 9 times, that's because that one email got sent to 10 different email addresses. And I can track individually. If we go in here and click, you'll see the people that actually clicked on it. It's separated by destination emails. So I can still track it, but I still would have rather had an individual line item for each one of those. Now I know. I did this myself because I wanted to get it done yesterday instead of sending it to my VA and waiting for him to have it done, which should have been done within 24 hours anyways. I was just impatient and I did it myself. So I shouldn't have done that. But my point is which 10 did I select and why? The 10 people that I sent it to out of the original 60 are the 10 that showed serious interest by reading and forwarding, by reading more than once and forwarding. Some of them I didn't. Like I said, guys, if I sort this by status, let's sort right here. And there's only 20 displayed on each page, but you can see that, let's see, this is 20. There's activity on all 20 of these. If we go to page 2, there was activity on all 20 of these. So that's 40 people so far out of like 60 that I sent to that had activity. These are the only ones that did not. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I sent that email to 51 or 52 contractors, the first one, and only 12 out of 51 contractors did not interact with the email, didn't open it. Okay. And so that to me shows that it was a successful email campaign, even though I didn't have anybody call me or fill out the form. I did have one guy actually reply to the first email, and I've actually sent him back we've kind of communicated back and forth twice now. I'll show that to you if he's interested. I sent him an actual lead. By the way, that's something else I wanted to show you guys, but I'm not going to have time to open it up today, but maybe next week I'll show that. I actually have had 6 good leads since June 24th. So between June 24th and as of yesterday, August 18th, we've had 6 valid leads come into the site. And everything's just going to voicemail right now. Okay. And so I took one of those leads and forwarded it to the guy that I've been corresponding with. I'll share that with you guys next time. I didn't have that ready for today, but I'll share it with you next week maybe. But the 10 that I sent this to were the ones that had multiple interactions on it. Okay. So that's how I determined that. All right. So then out of those 10, I sent this email. That would be this guy right here, probably. Yeah, that's that guy. That's the one that I sent I've been communicating with, is this guy, Mike Moniz. I'll have to review that. Anyways, this is the one that I sent out yesterday, August 18th, to the 10. And you can see that some of these people interacted more than others. This guy right here, look at this guy. Makes me wonder if there's like something weird going on with his email. Because this guy right here says that he read it 27 times and forwarded it 9 times. So I'm assuming that there's just something screwy with his email system. And that's like kind of like automated shit. This guy, leads BHS at Gmail, read this 7 times. You see that, guys? So these 10 were the 10 people that had interacted the most with the first email. Now, this was the second email. I have not logged into that email, that webmail account yet today to see if anybody replied. But it was more of a direct response email, where I said, hey, look, I don't have the, I don't think I have that file open. Let's see. No, I don't. I was going to show you that actual email, but it was very simple. It just said, hey, listen, I sent you some information last week about leads that I have for remodeling services. I'd really like to talk with you if you have a few minutes about these leads, because I'm looking for a qualified remodeling contractor to service these leads. Here are some examples of some of the leads. And I sent all 10 of these people the phone number and time that the call came in for those 6 leads that I said, the 6 valid leads. I went through and filtered out the spam calls and the marketing calls from my CallFire account. and just there was 6 valid leads. And I sent the phone numbers and the times that they called and said, hey, if you'd be interested in these leads and others, just give me a, reply to this email and we'll set up a brief phone chat. Very simple email. Guys, I'll share all these with you. I just don't have them prepared for today. Okay, so it was a very simple email, sent it out. I did not look to see if anybody has replied back today. I sent this out yesterday, but as you can see, the second email was quite successful. This guy, read once, read twice, read once, read 4. This one says read 27 times. Again, I'm suspect of that. It's probably something with his email service. This guy read it 3 times. This guy read it 7 times. This guy read it 3 times. So these are all people that have probably, they're even more serious now, right? They interacted the most before, and now they've interacted quite a bit with the second one. And remember, Chris mentioned this last week, guys, but it just astounds me how these people that are this interested in this service, and again, I haven't gone in the webmail account to see if anybody's replied yet, but a lot of these times you'll see this kind of activity and you still won't get a reply out of these people. And it's because, like Chris said, people don't want to be sold to. They put up their defenses, they don't want to get scammed. But when you see this kind of activity, this is where, you got to bite the bullet sometimes and reach out to them via phone and make that call. But it's no longer a straight cold call at this point, because now they know who you are. They've interacted with some of your messaging now on multiple occasions. So when you call and introduce yourself, it's not necessarily a straight cold call. Hey, listen, I sent you 2 emails now. I've seriously got these leads. I'm a local guy. I'm not some big company trying to sell you a bunch of crap. These are valid leads. And then I'll be honest with them and tell them, look, I run an SEO business. I was setting up a case study for some students. And I ranked this site. It's generating leads. It seems like an awful waste to let it go. So instead, I'm looking for a qualified contractor that wants to service these leads. I could even put your branding on the site if that's what you want. Blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested? And if so, we got to work something out. Okay. Sometimes that's what we got to do. Chances are I'm going to have to pick up the phone to close the deal on one of these anyways. I was hoping to have them call me, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes it does. All right, but I'm still not done yet. So for next week, guys, that was really all I wanted to show you was that. Next week, I'm going to be continuing the, I haven't spent any other money yet, other than just 2 more curated posts, which she hasn't billed me for yet. So nothing else has changed there. She's going to keep doing some blog posts. She's still got, I think, 2 more blog posts until she's done with all the posts that I wanted for the main silos. And then she's going to do the post for Haymarket. So I ought to see some movement in Haymarket too after she's done with that. But again, she's only doing about 2 posts per week. I'm going to continue the prospecting campaign. I'm going to do Nazmul, my VA. He actually pinged me in Skype earlier today. He's ready to do the second round of emails, which is what I just did to those 10. But I'm going to go ahead and send out a second round of emails to all of the other people that at least read the first email. So I'll eliminate those 12 that didn't read the first email and send out a second message to the other roughly 40 other contractors minus the 10 that I sent the email to yesterday. So it'll be about another 30 emails are going to go out between now and next week. I'm going to have Nazmul do that for me. Okay, so that he sends them out one at a time. It'll give us the, separate line items for each. And then I'm going to follow up with the interested parties. So the ones, like I said, that I just showed you guys in here that interacted more, like this guy, this guy, this guy, I'm going to end up talking to them, either via email or possibly even on the phone. So there's a chance that we might have this monetized by next week. Maybe not. We'll see. We're still going to work on it. Okay. So guys, I'm not in a big rush. I want to get it closed out just so I can close this part of the case study down. We can just really focus on the affiliate case study and then the launch jacking one, which we actually picked our launch jacking campaign today. Me and my partners, my team members, we picked a launch jacking campaign today. We're not going to spill the details on that yet, but we know exactly what we're going to launch jack, and we're going to do a whole nother case study on that. So I do want to close this down, but I'm not in any big rush, guys. It's not like I need it. If I needed it real bad, I'd be on the phone already. Okay. Just so you guys know that. I like warming everybody up via email because that way it makes the conversation so much less confrontational. When you do get them on the phone, it's a much warmer call at that point. Okay. But, if I was real hungry, if I needed that revenue in my business already, I would have been on the phone by now. Okay. All right. Any questions on that specifically, Marco?
No, I'm not seeing any questions regarding that.
Okay, cool. Let's keep moving. Just make sure the everybody is good on this side, correct? Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody saw me because that seems awfully quiet. It's unlike you guys. All right, next we're going to move on. Affiliate case study. Okay, what did we do? This is the week 5 review. Questions, welcome as we cover this as usual, guys. The funnel review. I know we kind of went over this last week, but there was still some incomplete stuff that I got finished. So the funnel is 100% complete now. I actually wasted about close to 6 hours this week, which is in part why I'm behind where I wanted to be for this week for the affiliate case study, because GetResponse changed their API and it was not working with ClickFunnels. And I spent hours trying to get it fixed. And finally, I got a reply back from ClickFunnels support saying, "Oh yeah, GetResponse's API is down. You've got to add the HTML, the opt-in form as an HTML form." So then I went and did that, which was the first time. I'd always done everything via API earlier before, and it always worked fine. So once I set up the HTML form via the way that the support guy at ClickFunnels told me to do it, I didn't check a particular box that I was supposed to check. And so all of the emails, all the tests that I was doing to make sure that the first autoresponder email, which was basically the PDF guide download delivery email, was not being delivered. And it was driving me nuts. I spent hours on trying to get that fixed. Well, I finally got Chris, our developer, he's one of our partners, to take a look at it for me today. And in about 10 minutes, he had it fixed. And I was like, damn it, I should have contacted him, because I literally pissed about 6 hours away this week on this, guys. And it drives me nuts. I mean, I wanted to bang my head against the wall. So, guys, I know that you guys sometimes get stuck on stuff too, and just want you to realize that so do I. so does everybody. I'm sure Marco can tell you about times that things are frustrating as hell for him as well. Am I right,
Yeah,
Marco?
absolutely. It's one of the worst parts when you get stuck on one thing, and then it's the easiest thing in the world to solve.
Yep.
If you just reach out and say, "Hey, man, can you help me with this?" But no, you're so stubborn and hard-headed that you just keep banging your head against the wall, and the wall is going to win every time.
Yep. Well, and what I was getting at was the fact that, luckily Marco, Chris is really good with email stuff. That's one of his specialties. So he was able to go in and find it very, very quickly. But and I'm fortunate that we have a team together that I can lean on people like that. But my point is that I kept pushing and pushing and pushing to get it fixed, because I was determined to get that shit fixed, because it was driving me crazy, and I wanted it to be ready for today. And so I was hoping to be further along, but I spent a lot of time just getting the email autoresponder working correctly, guys. And lo and behold, Chris, as he was finding out today that it was on the HTML form that I created within GetResponse to add the code, they ClickFunnels put out a notification that the API was fixed now. So it was like, after all this time, we just went back to doing the normal way that we always had before. So it was just a complete waste of time for 6 hours is what I'm trying to tell you. So frustration happens to all of us, guys. So funnel review, initial campaign review, ad campaign. I got the first ad set up and running, and that's in part why I was scrambling to get the autoresponder connected and working properly, because I've already started getting subscribers to that list, because I'm running a YouTube ad campaign already that's been running for a couple days. And the delivery, I'm promising people a PDF download. They've been opting into the list and not getting the download email. Okay, so that's in part why I was scrambling to do it. So we're going to walk through that in a minute, and the setup of the YouTube ad campaign, which won't take long because I got most of the groundwork laid. I think I saw some questions rolling in about local stuff, guys. We're going to have to run over those at the end since they weren't posted during. Sorry, guys, but we're in a different section now, so we'll have to save that for the end. Okay, the funnel, guys, if you just want to run through these links real quick, I'm just going to post the links in. Marco, you can add these to the actual page.
All right.
Okay, so these top two, I think you guys saw this last week, but there's the front offer page, which is the opt-in page, excuse me. After the opt-in, it goes to a thank you page, which wasn't done last week, but it is done this week. I don't have that. I have to log into ClickFunnels to get it. So I'm not going to grab that right now. It's no big deal. It's just the thank you page telling you to go check your email and confirm your subscription in order to get the download link. And then from there, once they get the download link delivered to their inbox, that's what that second link is, which is the 4 Simple Steps PDF. If you click on that, all that does is it redirects to the PDF. I don't know if you guys saw this last week or not. I can't remember, but this was the PDF that is done. This right here is it's a screenshot that looks like a video, but when you click on it, it just opens up to the actual video, which is just basically me reading the PDF on via a video sales letter. And then right here, I have the actual affiliate link over to Eat That Frog. I'm not promoting this. I'm just saying if you think this is pretty good, check this out, because this is where I got some of my inspiration. Blah blah blah. Now, last week I said I wanted to get a full product review done for this, and I didn't get that done between last week and this week. So I do apologize for that. That will be done for next week. In fact, this was on my agenda for today, but I had some stuff come up with the video embed network that we're building that had to be taken care of. So unfortunately, I was unable to get this done today. So that will be done by next week. That's on my short list to do stuff. So really, all I wanted to do to this point was just get people onto the email list and make sure that they're getting the download link, which is what I spent most of my time this week dedicated to this project doing. There's also the MP3 link, which is right here. If you guys click on that, that just opens up. Oh, and it looks like, oh, you know what? I've got to update that link. That's the wrong URL. That's why. I used a different redirect plugin, and I've actually disabled that one. So this is what it's supposed to link to. I'm glad I just found that, because I've got to update that link. This is what it's supposed to redirect to.
Do you struggle with
which is just the MP3 of the video, guys. You guys can see that here. I'll update that post as soon as we're done today, but that's basically what it was. That's supposed to be the MP3 download as well. All right, so there's all that's all there is for that. The next thing I guess would be the ads campaign. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Okay, so I'm in this particular ad. This is only one that I set up. In fact, let me pause the screen for a minute because I got to get in. Actually, you know what? I think we'll be okay. You guys will be all right to see that. Nothing to hide in there. Yeah, actually, yeah, there is. So, no, let's go to the keywords. Let's do that one first. All right. So I'll show you what I did because I told you guys I would set up an ad campaign today. Last week I mentioned that. So what I did was I got a tab on this sheet right here called Lead Magnet. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Okay. So I told you guys last week that I had drilled into just a couple of these keywords, like procrastination being the seed keyword. I did this drill. Again, this is using Power Suggest Pro. Same thing with goal setting. This was the keywords that came back. I hadn't cleaned everything out of the goal setting one yet. I did for procrastination, but I didn't clean out all the keywords for goal setting yet. The ones that I'm not interested in. But what I did was also use the tube sift, which you guys are aware of. If you go to semanticmastery.com/tube sift monthly, it'll take you to the sales page for that. But that's the targeting software that I'm using. Let me pull that open so you guys can see that again. That just finds placements. I know there was a product that was just released this week called Video Drill, and it was a big product launch that it does something similar to what TubeSift does. I don't know the product developer of that though, so I was hesitant to pick it up. I didn't buy it because I don't need it. I've got a lifetime account here with TubeSift already, and this works really well. So I didn't buy Video Drill, but I know probably some of you saw that launch, and it was inexpensive. I think it was $47. I'm sure there was lots of upsells and stuff, but that might be an alternative to TubeSift. I happen to want to support Justin Sardi. I think he's a good dude, and this is a good tool, and I got the lifetime account. So. But all I did was in here, guys, was just set up, for example, like goal setting. Came in here, put goal setting in quotes, change this to come back with as many videos as I could. I think it timed out at 150 videos. And then I click search, and you can see that it's going out and it's scanning videos, and it's only going to return videos that are monetized. Okay, so let me go ahead and cancel search now because I don't want that to run too long. But all of these videos show ads. Okay, so that's how I build my targeting list so far. I have not had very much success using keywords with Google AdWords. However, I found out that I was using broad match keyword types, and that's why my results were so poor. Like I was getting a ton of traffic, but it was completely unrelated traffic. So I was throwing a lot of money away. And it's because I didn't realize that you could specify phrase match and exact match and that sort of stuff within Google AdWords. Again, I'm learning this, guys. So you guys are actually watching me learn. But this right here, the placement method is like fantastic because it's completely targeted. You're only getting your ads in front of the videos that you specify. So I let this run until it times out or it completes its search. Then I go through and I just select the ones that are valid, because there's a lot of like, not so much for goal setting, because that's not, I haven't set up that targeting campaign yet. We're going to do that here in just a minute. That's the one that we're going to set up today. But for procrastination, there was a lot of like funny videos and stuff like that. And I don't care to get a serious eliminate procrastination product in front of people that are just looking at comedy videos, because they're going to be really non-targeted viewers, right? So I had to go through and manually select only the ones that made sense, if that makes sense. So I went through like 300 videos, and I think I got 160 videos or something like that that were targeted to what I was looking for, and that was the procrastination videos. That's what I have the actual ads running to right now, is this placement list right here, and this is the placement list. And inside of TubeSift, I could either set up the actual campaign right from in here, and it exports a text file that then I import into AdWords, or I can set up my campaign manually and just grab my links by clicking the get links and just copying them, and they're right here. And that's what I like to do, because I have a little bit more control over the campaign setup that way. And so you can see from the from the procrastination videos, we got 190 placements. Okay, and so right now I'm running my YouTube ads that were targeted for procrastination video, for procrastination keywords, in front of 190 videos. So that's what we're looking at right here. Let's go back to that. All right, so you can see that this has only been running. I've only got data for the last 2 days. Okay, so but it's been running since August 16th is when I started. It really started generating its traffic on August 17th, and this is the one. I've only got one ad set up for that targeting list right now. But you can see that I had 176 views. A view rate is 14.97%, so almost 15%. My average cost per view was 11 cents. So I spent $18.61 in the last 3 days. My click-through rate was rather low, and I had 8 clicks from those 176 views. So my click-through rate was rather low, but we're just started this campaign, so I'll dial that in over the next couple weeks. You guys will see the numbers improve as I do that. And I did not set up conversion tracking until yesterday, so it's not going to show any tracked conversions yet. And for those of you that don't know how to do conversion tracking, essentially, and let me just show you where that is. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll set up the other ad first, and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys where you would set up conversion tracking. Okay, so let's change this to the right channel real quick. Give me one moment. What we're going to do is set up a campaign, guys. The campaign that I have not set up yet, I've only got 2 placement lists started. One is for goal setting. One is for procrastination videos, or for procrastination being the main keyword. So the goal setting videos, I haven't set that campaign up yet, and that's what we're saving for today. Now I'm going to build out other placement lists, or continue to add to these 2 placement lists. I just haven't done it yet. I haven't had time, but this is enough for us today to get started. Okay, so what I want to do is first of all, I want to go back into AdWords. Okay, so from here, guys, you'll notice inside of Google AdWords, if you just go straight into Google AdWords, you want to look for the campaign button at the top. Click on campaigns, and then from campaigns, this is going to be normal Google AdWords dashboard here. You can see I've never run a Google AdWords campaign through this account. Okay, in fact, I just don't like Google AdWords for the most part. For videos, it's fine. Right here is the all video campaigns button down here. So if you click on that, now this is going to open up the AdWords for video dashboard. And it's being slow. Okay. So from here, there's a plus red button. You click on plus campaign. That's going to add your new, it's going to give you where you start to fill in your campaign details. So for this one, I'm going to call this one goal setting 1, because I'm probably going to do several targeting groups with goal setting. I've got a couple goal setting pre-roll ads already created and ready for this. All right, so my budget, I usually just start off with $10 a day. I usually just do that to get the ad campaign started, and then once I see that it starts actually serving and collecting data, I go back in and I dial it down. So for example, the campaign that you guys just saw running, it did run for the first day at $10. I spent $10. Then the second day, I dialed it back down to $5. And so, excuse me, I'm going to let that run over the next couple of days while I dial that campaign in at probably $5 a day.
Hey, Bradley.
Yep.
If I can make a recommendation, it would be to run it for 3 days.
Yep.
So that you pull the most data available. So 3 days should be good enough to tell you what's working and what isn't. And then at that point, you pause it and you find what it is that's working, and you change your ads and whatever, and you can change however much money you're going to spend per day. But it's usually 3 days, at least 72 hours.
That's good advice. And that's usually what I do. I just dialed it back down to $5, and I'm going to let that run for 3 days now that it's serving. So, but that's good advice. Excuse me. So for here, guys, all I want is YouTube search and YouTube videos. I want to get rid of the display network. I'm not looking to advertise there. I just want YouTube only. Okay. I leave locations at all countries and territories because it's set, the languages is set to English. So this will display in any country that speaks English as the, as any English speaking viewers or accounts or whatever. So that's what I want. I mean, you can get in here and go specific if you want with locations. You can get really hyper targeted. If you're doing local stuff, guys, you can really hyper target where the ad will only be displayed within a 5-mile or 10-mile radius of a specific address. There's all kinds of stuff you could do with targeting. Since this is an affiliate campaign, I just want it to be in front of English speaking people. So I'm leaving it very broad. Okay.
Yeah. That's also going to display if your whatever device you're on is set to English also as a language.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct. All right, so I want to grab just the first goal setting. This is the goal setting link. If you guys want to see it, I'll post it here. It's just the V-roll ad. Like I showed you guys V-roll before. I like it just because it makes it so easy and so fast to set up pre-roll ads. I know that you can do probably better if you set up some of your own, but it's just so freaking easy. So that's why I use it. So anyways, all I'm going to do is right here for my video, I'm going to paste in that URL. It's going to bring up the video. Okay. So what I'm looking to do is an in-stream ad. I want to turn in-display off. In-display is not what I'm looking to do. I'm looking for this to be a pre-roll ad that starts before the videos, right? Which is the targeting list that I just pulled. And we're going to add those targeting lists here in just a minute. So the display URL is going to be this one. In fact, wait a minute. I have shit. I can't remember the might have to open up my campaigns to grab the display URL from the other video. Just a moment, guys, because I was worried about it being on a different domain. Just give me 1 second. I might have to pull that. I should have had that ready. The display URL is going to be what shows in the bottom left corner, but the destination URL can be different. It's got to be on the same domain though. Okay, it can't be on a different domain. So let me find that real quick. Where is that one right here? Okay. Yeah, so what I did, the reason why I had to come over and do this is because the URL, I didn't want the URL, the display URL to be the I didn't want the display URL to be the subdomain. So I sent, actually, no, I guess it is the same. Okay, I can't remember why. I know I had set something up different before and I had to change it. Oh, I know what it was. I had a different affiliate plugin that I was using as a link cloaker, and I had to change it out because it had like a /go/ whatever, and I didn't want that in there, so I ended up having to change it. But whatever, we're good to go. The display URL is what shows up down here. You guys can see that. I know it's probably very small on your end, but all it's saying is visit growth.training. But the final URL, the destination, is going to be this one, which is the landing page that I set up. Okay, you guys got that? All right, so from that, we want to use auto-generated image. That's fine. We're not even going to end up really using that probably. The video ad name, I'm going to say just goal setting 1 again. Okay, there's also up here delivery method, guys. This was at the very top. I forgot to go over this. There's this little button that says delivery method. There's standard and there's accelerated. Standard shows ads evenly over time based on your budget. Accelerated shows ads as quickly as possible, which means if you've got a budget set, let's say $5, it will run through that it'll show your video as quickly as it can to get rid of that $5. Like it's only going to show in front of the ads or the videos that you tell it to if you're using placements, which is what we're doing here. But it will show it over and over and over again, like and if there's other people that are also targeting the same keywords, yours will come up more often until your budget runs out. So usually to get started, I've had some campaigns that for whatever reason on standard wouldn't start showing data for me for like 3 days. And I've come in here and clicked on accelerated and it started much sooner. So just so you guys know the difference there, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one to standard because the other one seemed to start up really quickly this time. So I'm going to leave it to there, but I just wanted to go over that very quickly. There's a couple different advanced settings here. You can schedule the times that it starts, or you can actually have for ad scheduling, you can create custom schedules, which means you can specify the times of days that you want your ads to show in. So like if you only want your ads to show up during business hours for whatever reason, you can do that. I don't usually mess with any of this, but just so you know, you can do that. Like if you don't want people seeing an ad at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can have it to where it won't show it then. Okay. Ad delivery, this is where it's going to talk about optimizing for views or conversions. This only applies if you have the same ad being used for both in-stream and in-display. It does not, if you, like, because you obviously I'd want to optimize for conversions, right? So that's because I want more people to convert. I don't care if people see it. I just want people to convert. Well, this doesn't, and there's also rotate evenly. But this does not apply if you only have one ad type selected. It doesn't matter. It's just going to show the ads. There's no difference. This only applies if you have in-stream and in-display both selected. Okay, so just so you want to know that. Last is frequency capping. You can have no cap on impressions, or you can limit the cap. I like to delimit to like 5 impressions per day to each unique user. In other words, if somebody's seen my ad 5 times and they still haven't clicked on it, if they've seen it 5 times in one day and they still haven't clicked on it, stop showing it to them. Does that make sense? And also there's content exclusions. This is like if you want, like if you don't want your video to be shown to people of a certain audience type or whatever, you can do that. So I have this by default. It's just set up to all content except mature and unlabeled content. That's the default setting. So that means it's just not going to show it in front of like adult related themed stuff. And I didn't even know that. I think that really only applies if you've selected up here videos on Google partner sites and display network, because YouTube doesn't allow adult content, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and save and continue. There was also some mobile adjustments, guys, back there, but that's I haven't done a whole lot with that, so I'm not even going to talk about that until I've had more time to play with it. That was just another setting. Targeting group 1, I'm going to call this one placements. Let's see, placements 1. Goal setting placements is what I want to say. Goal setting placements. Be nice if I could spell. Okay. Max cost per view, I like to start off at like 30 cents. I don't usually ever spend that much. That's just to get the campaign started. I find that if you have this number a little bit higher, then the ads will start running sooner than if you start down at like 5 cents per view. So I just started off at about 30, and then like what Marco said, after a few days, 3 days, somewhere around there, I'll go in and modify this and bring this down to like 15 cents or 20 cents, something like that. Typically, my average cost per view, as you guys saw before, was 11 cents anyways. Okay, so it's not very much. All right, so here is where the targeting comes in, guys. There's any gender and any interest is by default is selected. I like to go in, and for demographic, I like to turn off the 18 to 24-year-olds. And the reason why I say that, guys, is because they typically will click on your ads and not convert. Through the testing that I've done and through consulting with like Zane Miller and Justin and Sardi and stuff, I just typically like to turn that off, because those people will just watch videos and not convert. They're less likely to spend money. Now, I might be losing out on a few leads, but probably not that many. So I usually turn it off. Again, play with this, guys. It's entirely up to you. Unknown, I've talked about this before with like Zane, for example. We've had a couple sessions where we've talked about this. He likes to uncheck these because he wants to know the demographics of his audience, of the people clicking on his ad. So he likes to uncheck unknown, but I feel that's pretty limiting. So I have been leaving that on. Okay, unknown is fine. I just been turning the 18 to 24-year-olds off, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, I'm going to click done.
You also have to remember, and this is good. This is a really good tip. That's usually your broke audience anyway.
That's right. They're the people least likely to spend money. So that's exactly right. Interest, you can start filtering by interest, although I found that the interests doesn't really help much with targeting. Like, I don't know. And again, I don't know enough about it. I just know that when I've done keyword stuff and then also tried to limit the keyword click by interest, that like I've burned a lot of money up that way, guys. And with placements, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do that. Okay. So I just leave that to default. Narrow your targeting, which is optional. Here is where you can set up remarketing campaigns. We don't have time to do that today, but we will go over remarketing campaigns as well, probably maybe even next week. Okay. But what I want to do, here's where you would add keywords. If you're going to add keywords, you do it here. By the way, like I said, I just found out I had been doing it wrong, because if you just add keyword phrases in here, they're going to be broad match, which means if any one of those words appear at all in the title of the video, it doesn't matter what order they appear in, they'll show up. People will click on them and you'll throw money away. But what you want to do is phrase match would be a keyword in quotes, an exact match would be a keyword in brackets. Okay, and there's also something that you can do with the plus button or the plus symbol. I haven't played with that enough to know about. I know about it, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it today. Maybe I'll research that some more and we'll talk about that later. But we're going to do placements today anyway. So I'm going to go back over here and go to placements. And right here, guys, this is where I'm going to paste in my list of URLs that I have. So I'm going to copy this list right here, which are targeting goal setting keywords, or goal setting videos, I mean. And there's what, 160. There's 160 videos in this list. So let me go over here. I'm going to add these right here, and I'm going to click add all. That's going to move them all over into this side here, and I'm going to click done. And guys, that's it. Now I've got 160 placements set up, targeting 30 cents per click at max cost per click, 30 cents, $5 or $10 a day in ad spend. And I'm going to click save targeting group. Now it's going to tell me that the campaign is pending. It's under review, so it's not going to be serving yet, but probably within, I've had ads be approved in a matter of minutes, and I've also had ads that have taken 4 or 5 hours to be approved. I think it's just a matter of how much the manual, like how much of a load the reviewers are under. Okay, but because it's a V-roll ad, it'll be approved. There's no problem. All right, so that was it for setting up a campaign. I know we're running out of time. I do want to talk very quickly, and then we'll take some questions. But I want to show you guys how to set up a conversion tracking pixel. I'm going to need to pause the screen just for a minute because I got to get into ClickFunnels to do it. So bear with me 1 second. And I'm going to show you guys where to set up, how to get a conversion tracking pixel, and then where to set that up. You know, if you're using ClickFunnels, you'll know exactly where to set it up. But if you're using a site builder or something else, which is fine, you're just going to have to put it in its proper place for that particular product that you're using. So, all right, we're in there. Let me grab the screen again. Okay, so inside of AdWords, guys, in order to get a conversion tracking pixel, and you want to go up to Tools, and then we're going to go to, where is it? Conversions. Okay, so from here, I would click on plus conversions. I'm going to say website because that's what I'm tracking. Okay, track purchases, form submissions, or other actions by adding a tag to your website. So I'm going to click select. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call this one, let's see, I've already got the pixel set, so I don't need it. So this is just going to be for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to say goal setting demo. Click done. Okay, we're going to give it a value, guys. If you're tracking sales, then you can put the conversion tracking pixel on the thank you page after a sale, so that basically you can drive traffic to your sales page using video ads. Then somebody clicks the buy button, and once the purchase is complete, it takes them automatically through your funnel software to a thank you page where the conversion pixel sits. So if you're tracking sales, you can assign that sale a value. I'm just tracking opt-ins, which are just leads. So there's really no monetary value for me at this point. So I'm just going to say don't assign a value and click done. That's fine. I don't need a value tracked. I just want to track the number of leads that convert to opt-ins. Okay. So count all conversions or count unique. I like to count unique because that means, let's just say that I had the same guy from the same IP hit my videos and go to my opt-in page 5 times and opt in with 5 different emails. I would only want him to count as one conversion. Okay. So that's again, it's up to you, but I'm going to click unique conversions instead of all. The conversion window, this is how much of a time limit you can set. So like right now by default, it's at 30 days. You could set it all the way up to 90 days, which means it cookies their browser, and provided they're not SEOs and they don't clean their browser of cache and cookies like we do, then if they end up on my opt-in page and they click, they opt in and they land on the thank you page, it's going to count as a conversion because they were originally introduced to my opt-in page from a YouTube ad. I usually just set this anyway. Like I've played with these, so I don't really have anything set, but 45, 60 days, whatever. So I'm just going to leave it as conversion window 60 days. Click done. Category other, I think, yeah, that's what I leave it at. Is no, you can put it as other. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to call this one a lead. Okay. And in optimization, this just shows a category, a column inside of your analytics, the AdWords campaign. Okay. The dashboard. So if I click save and continue, then here is my pixel. It just gives you this code here that you just want to copy. Okay, it's a JavaScript code. You just want to copy this code, and then you go over to your funnel software. In this case, I'm in ClickFunnels, and you want to put the conversion tracking on the thank you page, right? You don't want it on the opt-in page, because then every single time somebody clicks from the ad to your opt-in page, it's going to count as a conversion. Well, that's not a conversion. That's just somebody visiting your page. A conversion is somebody that clicks through to your opt-in page and then opts in and they go to the thank you page. That's a conversion. Okay. So that's where I put the conversion tracking pixel on the thank you page. So in this case, I'm going to click again, whatever funnel software, funnel builder you're using, it's going to be different, but it's always going to go in the same place in that particular software or page builder or whatever. And so for here, I'm going to go to thank you, open an editor. And I'll show you that in this case, it's going to go in right here is setting in tracking codes. And I always put the JavaScript in the footer only because the JavaScript will slow your page load if you put it in the header. Facebook, it has to be in the header. If you're doing a conversion tracking pixel or a retargeting pixel on Facebook, it has to go in the header, which is loads before the page loads. But for Google, you can put the conversion tracking pixels in the footer, which means it loads after the page loads, so it doesn't slow down the page load. Okay, that's all that matters. So I put that in the footer. Again, guys, if you're doing YouTube ads, you want to put the conversion tracking pixel in the footer of your site. And any page builder that you do that sets up funnels is going to have these custom code inserters built right in. Okay. All right, so that was pretty much it. Let's exit out of there. And I guess now we can probably get to questions. Hopefully that made sense, guys. Let's see. Next week, we're going to start the email follow-up sequence. I didn't get to that this week either because I spent 6 hours trying to get the freaking funnel to the autoresponder to work. So next week I will have Eat That Frog product reviewed. Oh, and by the way, I purchased the 100 ways to stay motivated. I want to go over that very quickly too. I know we're almost out of time, but let me just show you guys. If I thought I had those pages open. Okay, I'm inside of Commission Junction, which is the affiliate dashboard for the Brian Tracy products, and I purchased the PDF download because before I had purchased the audio, I bought the audio, the MP3, so that I could review it in my car. But when I went to go do the product review for the blog post, I realized that I didn't have anything to look at. So, and I didn't want to have to listen to the whole damn thing again. So I went back and purchased through my own affiliate link the $10 or $13 PDF download for the same product. And so you can see I got a $3.49 commission from purchasing my own. Plus I did that also just to make sure that my affiliate links are working, and they are, because there's my $3.49 commission. Likewise, today I went to my Grant Cardone dashboard because I got approved for affiliates there. If you guys are interested in seeing these affiliate links, here they are. But I went to my Grant Cardone dashboard and grabbed my affiliate link, and I clicked through to his website in Firefox. It was a clean browser, and I went and I purchased the 100 Ways to Stay Motivated MP3 Plus guidebook. And it was a $220 it was a $209 purchase, but then there was a shipping cost for the physical book and some taxes, and it came out to be like $230. And I purchased that today, and you can see that I have a $41.80 commission pending because of that. That was from today. Okay, so between now and next week, I'm going to start. It's 100 Ways to Stay Motivated, but I'm going to start checking out that product because that's going to be the next product that I review. So I went ahead and purchased it through my affiliate link. Okay. All right. And that's pretty much it. So I know we probably got a bunch of questions. Nice. Where do we start?
Let me see. Wayne wants to know about XYZ domains.
I'm actually testing that right now, Wayne. I set up 2 lead gadget sites, in fact, that I'm trying to rank for tree service contractor right now on XYZ domains. I got 2 of them up. And so I'll be testing that over the next couple days. Right now, the sites are just starting to index. So I'll let you know what I think of those.
You know, we actually ranked one with RYS, and then we bumped it off to the second page with the Google Docs.
Nice. Okay. Yep. I'll let you know, Wayne, what I think of my test that I'm doing for because it's a lead gen site for a tree service contractor, and I built 2 of them on 2 different XYZ domains, and so I'll let you know what I think of them next week, maybe. Just remind me, buddy, and I'll let you know. There's one of Clint's memes. Steve says, thanks, Marco, for helping out yesterday and checking out what was going on in my RTS press release. RYS, I'm pretty sure is what he meant. Appreciate your help for sure. Yeah, Marco's been really active in the RYS Academy Facebook group. Thank you for that, Marco.
It's my job, man.
Huh? It's my job. It's my job, man. Clint says, if you're already getting calls or leads, can you add snapshots to your emails? Yeah, I can. What I did was I just took I exported the CSV file from CallFire, and I filtered out all the spam calls and plus all the calls from like the business directories that were trying to sell us, additional advertising from. Remember, guys, when you start building citations, you're going to start getting a shit ton of sales calls from from business directory sites trying to upsell you on additional advertising. And so there was like 180 calls since June. There's like 184 calls since June 24th when that phone number went live or the site went live. And out of that, there was really only 6 valid calls. Out of those 6 valid calls, though, some of those people, because it was going to voicemail, some of those people called 8 and 10 and 12 times. I'm not kidding you. Some of those local those valid leads were like people that kept calling and calling and calling because we're ranked number 1 for some of those terms, and people were calling and kept going to voicemail. And they, a lot of people don't like to leave messages. So typically what I'll do, guys, in this case, this is not an industry. The home remodeling industry is not something I've had a lot of experience in as far as generating leads for. So, but for like the tree service stuff, guys, like I said, I'm building out a couple lead gen sites right now I've actually got 2 different tree service contractors in queue right now waiting for sites from me. And I've got a lot of experience in that field. So what I'll do with that is I've got that call center already set up, and all I got to do is call in and say, look, I want to add another sub account, which I'll get a new phone number that I'll drive the phone calls to from that with a script already that they've, I've already written for them, so that the live body actually answers and takes the lead information. So if I have done that with the Gainesville Home Pro site, then those 6 calls that I had that were valid calls, like, again, some of those people called like literally 8 times or 10 times because they kept getting voicemail and they didn't want to leave a voicemail message. If I had to go into a call center, somebody a live answer, and somebody was, taking the lead information, then those leads could have been delivered a lot quicker. So typically that's what I'll do for lead gen, guys, is I'll actually set up the call center. I don't like this. If it's a pay per lead basis, I do not like to send the phone calls directly to the contractors because the contractors will miss calls and the people won't leave messages. So that's a lost lead that I don't get paid for, or the contractors are just shitty salesmen or whatever. And so I don't like to do that. So usually I'll send them through a call center first, if that makes sense. Okay. If somebody's leasing a site from me, I don't care. I don't care how many missed calls there are because they're leasing for a flat fee. All I have to do is show them the data that the calls have been coming in, because I don't care whether they close them. I don't care whether they even answer the phone. Okay. But on a pay per lead or pay per call basis, it's important to have that somebody answering the phone. This time it's Marco and not me. It's awesome. Leo says, how would you deal with local leads if you are abroad? I mean, I have leads for the USA, but I am in Europe. Do you think it's much harder to earn confidence from the customer? Any experience on a scenario like this? Yeah, Leo, I've done leads. Well, they've all been US-based leads, but I've done them like in other states that I haven't lived in. It helps to be local because it just gives people kind of like a familiarity with you if you are local. I don't know why, but that just builds a little bit of trust, even though they don't know you from Adam, if that makes sense. But I would still set up some sort of emailing campaign to warm up the leads, the prospects first, so that when you actually do talk to them, they already feel like they know you at least on some level. And that's how I found guys. Again, like when I started just getting clients for client work, I did it all via video emails, and that's like how I got my first, many clients, was just by using video emails, because it warms people up. It takes that cold factor away. All right. So for Leo, what I would do, I know you said you're abroad, but you've got USA leads. Well, email those people that would be interested in buying those leads, warm them up, send them through a series of emails first before you actually contact them or call them, or have them call you for that matter. And just warm them up. That's what I would do.
If he can get hold of a good salesperson in the US, he can get the salesperson on a commission basis.
That's true.
Which I've done in the past. Because it's kind of difficult. I live in Argentina right now, and before that I was living in Costa Rica. I've done most of my work from either Costa Rica or Argentina, and it is pretty difficult to sell to people in the U.S. or wherever, unless you have someone in the U.S. or like you said, locally to help you out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Especially Leo, if you've got several, like if you're doing a lot of lead gen stuff in the US, it would be beneficial for you to have a salesperson on staff in the US, because then all you got to do is do what you do and let them do the selling for you. So I totally agree with that. Okay. Looks like, let's see, the call center use, please. I use Answer Connect. It's just answerconnect.com. I'll drop the link though. But I've been using these guys for 4 years now. That's the only call center I've ever used, because they were just really good. It was the first time I tried a call center. When I first started using them, it was really painful for me, because it was like my lead gen business was just starting to generate some good money. And, I had to, during the spring and the summer months, I get a lot of call volume through here. So, I'll spend anywhere between, I think right now I'm on the $1,000 a month plan, because it's a busy season for me. But it was like when I first started out, I think I started at the $200 a month plan. And that to me was painful at the time. This was many years ago, guys. But like it was painful, because I was thinking, oh shit, $200 going to a call center, that I got to spend on a call center, because I had been generating leads, but they were going straight to the contractors. So I bit the bullet and I went ahead and purchased a very small plan from Answer Connect, and I started having somebody answer the phone and collect the lead information, and then it gets texted and emailed to the contractors, as well as a copy gets emailed to me. That way I can keep track of everything. But what I found was, like, almost immediately, almost instantly, my revenue actually went up 30%, because all those leads that the contractors were missing were now being captured. And so a percentage of those missed leads were now being closed in the sales, which ended up offsetting my expense of the call center itself and actually increased my revenue. So it was something that at first was painful, but as soon as it was implemented, it actually made me more money. And I've never looked back since. I've been using call centers for 4 years now. And like I said, during the spring and summer months, I spend about $1,000 with Answer Connect. And then through CallFire, who's my phone number provider for local phone numbers, I spend another roughly $300 a month. So I spend about $1,300 a month between the two. But the amount of money that's generated from my lead gen business for local contractors and stuff is way more than offsets that. It's a good return on investment. Okay, so you can start off with a small plan though, is what I suggest doing, and just but it's definitely valuable, because it gets they can not only will they take the lead information and text and email it, but they can also do a live transfer. Which means, like, once they take the lead information, they can patch the call through directly to the contractor. Most of my contractors don't. They just receive the text and then or the text and or email. Okay. All right. Looks like that was pretty much it. Answerconnect.com. Yep, you guys got it. All right. Hopefully everybody got a lot out of that. Hopefully I'll have more done next week on the affiliate the product reviews done, which is what I want to do. And I'll set up some more ad stuff between now and next week, and hopefully get some more traffic running, and we'll have some stats to go over next week too for this new ad that we just set up today. But we've still got a lot to come, guys. Hopefully we'll have the local case study possibly monetized by next week. If not by next week, the following week, almost certainly. So, all right, Marco, thanks for your help today, buddy.
All right, man, no problem. And guys, if you're still on the fence about RYS Academy, jump in on it, man. Jump in on it. You've never seen anything like it, and I doubt it whether it'll come again like this. But we're working on it.
Yeah, guys, absolutely. Because those of you that are mastermind members, you don't have to worry about it because you got 30% discount whenever you decide to purchase. So it's no rush. But those of you that aren't mastermind members, seriously, that 20% coupon goes away tonight. And it's just that was we did 7 days specifically for you guys that were our subscribers. It's not a public product yet. Will be tomorrow though, and when it goes public, that discount's gone. So if you're on the fence, purchase it. It's a 48-hour refund period. If you don't like it, you can get the hell out. I don't recommend you do that, but because if you buy it, stick around because there's some real good stuff in there. Marco and Gary did a great job putting that product together, and there's people having some really good results with that already. So anyways, we'll see you guys next week. And
I'll post a link to that YouTube video so you guys can go and watch it.
From Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just messaged me. I saw because I commented on that video, and I just saw in my email inbox that he had responded. So, guys, check it out. Jason Quinlan had just purchased, and he got 4 listings in under 20 minutes on page 1 for a median competition keyword using RYS. So, pretty powerful stuff. All right, guys, we'll see you all next week.